Hi guys, and welcome back to another video in Movies with Ingrid. Today we are gonna be talking about the second season of American Horror Story, which is called Asylum. It was directed by Brian Muffin again, and I have to tell you something about this season. It is not my favorite at all. I got bored at times, but also I think it's the show, like it's the season that feels more real to me till this point because I think that many of the things that happen there can really happen in real life. Maybe not that exaggerated, maybe not like that, but they can happen. It was acted by Zachary Quinto as Dr. Oliver Threadson, Joseph Fiennes as Monsignor Timothy Howard, Sarah Paulson as Lana Winters, Evan Peters as Kid Walker, if you know, you know, Lily Rave as Sister Mary Eunice McGee. And I have to tell you something about this actress that every time she comes up on my screen in these seasons, I think she's absolutely stunning. Like she's so pretty and she has such delicate like facial structure, and also she's like really tall for a woman, and I think she's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Lizzie Brachere as Grace Bertrand. She's French, so her last name is pronounced differently, but I'm gonna say Bertrand, okay? James Cromwell as Dr. Arthur Arden. And last but not less important, we have Jessica Lange as Jude, Sister Jude. Basically, this season goes on about the things that happen in Briarcliff Manor, which is basically a mental health hospital or like clinic. And everything that goes on there and how the characters' stories start to interlink between each other. I was telling my mom that I think it's one of the craziest seasons that I've seen so far because it mixes so many topics all at once in one season. Like, they are basically talking about, of course, an asylum, then they are talking also about aliens, they're talking about religion, they are talking about sexuality, and they are talking about like new medical improvements, and they mix this all up to make this season. This season starts with Lana Winters. She's a reporter and she's going to Briarcliff Manor to make like a note to the newspaper about the new serial killer that is coming to this mental health hospital. Why is he coming here and not going instantly to jail? Because they don't know if he should be like going to trial about everything that he's doing, but if he is mentally unstable, because basically he keeps talking about aliens and how they took his wife from him. And what we know from him is that his name is Kid, he's Kid Walker, and he doesn't even remember committing those crimes. Like, he basically unalives women, he takes their skin, and he does some horrible things with the skin. I'm not gonna tell you what, but if you see this season, it's definitely gonna make your stomach do a flip, because I usually watch this show while I'm eating. I love watching, like, just having my phone there while I'm eating, and sometimes I even had to pause it because I was like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of comfortable. That's kind of, ugh." I'm not the kind of person that does that. I have watched the entirety of The Walking Dead eating, and I love eating meat while I see all of that stuff because I don't know, I think it makes me more like powerful mentally. I don't know why. Kit doesn't remember, like I said, any of the crimes he committed. And later on, Lana Winters doesn't get like a scoop of the like report of the news that she was looking for, and the sister Jude really hates her. And and we see that also Lana Winters eventually ends up in Briarcliff Manor because she is a lesbian and she had a girlfriend and everything. But in that period of time, having a different sexuality was a very bad scene. So they literally torture her and put her in a mental hospital for being a lesbian. So I don't know, that maddened me a lot. Also, Kid, while he is there in the mental hospital, he falls in love with Grace. Um, they find comfort in each other, and they start helping each other and stuff. I'm not gonna tell you like the story of what happens because it's very complicated. It's very complex, and I don't want to give like spoilers. So I'm trying to give like pieces of information that maybe might make you want to watch the season. But I know that I'm gonna rewatch after I finish all the seasons. I'm gonna rewatch Murder House, but I don't know about this one. I think you can probably skip it. Probably. We also have that Sister Jude has a tiny crush on the Monsignor. She basically wants to make all of his dreams come true because he wants to become Pope, and she wants to help him, but she has like other romantic thoughts about him. But she's a sister, so she shouldn't be doing that in her mind. Um, we also have Sister Mary Eunice, that's a sweet angel and very innocent, but something bad happens to her and her personality totally changes and she becomes somebody else quite literally, okay? If you want to know what happens, we literally are talking here about religion, like pure religion and crazy stuff. We have that Dr. Arthur Arden has a crush on Sister Mary Eunice. But he doesn't want to like do anything with her. Like he just likes her from afar. I think he's a total creep. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. He's a total creep, and also he was a Nazi. That's another topic that they put in there. Also, there's this girl that in the asylum that thinks she's literally Anne Frank. She's not, but she thinks she is. Crazy stuff. Um, Something also happens to Sister Jude in the future, and she somehow ends up being a patient of Briarcliff Manor and not the director anymore. We have a guy that hates Christmas and tries to unalive Sister Jude eventually. Um, we have also the alien part of the show that apparently the aliens have a thing for Kid, like he's their like experiment or like their test subject, something like that. Also, this season didn't give me any answers to the alien part of the season. Like, I don't know why they wanted Kit. Like, I don't know anything. We have Dr. Tretson. He is there to help Kit understand if he did commit the crimes or if he didn't, because of course he doesn't remember. But Dr. Tretson has two faces, okay? And as the show goes on, more truth is gonna be revealed to us about each of the characters. And when you think the show is gonna be over, like the season, they keep going and they basically do something else. Something that I do give the show that I think it's really amazing is that it doesn't start with all the things that I'm telling you. It starts like in the present, with a girl and the guy from Maroon 5. I was very surprised to see him there. I was like, what? What are you doing here? Yeah, the guy from Maroon 5, they got married, this girl and him, and they are going to Briarcliff Manor because it's one of the most haunted places in the United States. And they're doing this, like, going to haunted places for their honeymoon. But something horrible happens there, and that makes us come back to the past and see all the story about how that happened. We have, it's really crazy this season. I don't think there's much I can tell you, literally, without giving you spoilers. But even though it was one of the, I found it quite unsettling, but I think it's because of the fact that like I told you, they touch topics that are very true and that they can happen in real life. Like the bloody-face serial killer, he basically kidnaps women. He unalives them. He does horrible things to them. And I think, oh my god, that's something that happens almost every day to at least a woman, a girl, a child. And it just made my stomach feel very bad about it. I just hated it. And that's why I think I'm not gonna rewatch this season. Also because it felt very claustrophobic, because everything you see is in the asylum, and I think they nailed that perfectly. I think that was what they wanted to do, to make you feel like you were in the asylum too, and that's exactly how I felt. And I hated it. I hated the feeling of feeling that trapped. Um so 10 out of 10 in that part. And I think that's it, guys. There's not much to tell. If you wanna know everything that happens in the season, you should definitely go watch it for yourself, really. And that's it, guys. Remember to subscribe, to comment, and to like. And see you in the next video. Bye, guys.